Let me now take this time to give tribute to a man, an artist, who literally gave his life to paint the wall of a major landmark in Bacolod. That is our Burdeos Public Cemetery. Kung mag-agi ka mo da subong, sa may Burgos na yon nga cemetery, inang paderda, makita nyo ang pagkanami-nami nga historical mural. And this artist literally sacrificed his life day in early morning to noon, hasta naman sa hapon. Ga mural painting sila da. And you know what? Ang natabusin na, wala niya na-overlook bala niya nga kay kamo kamuscular sa iya, abi niya Superman siya. Di waay siya nagasombrero, waay siya wala siyang trapal tani nga bigin butangan nila man ang ano nila da sa side samtang naga painting sila da sang mural. And you know that mural, it depicts the history of Bacolod. Ang major events sa Bacolod, no? We interviewed him just a few days ago with the intent nga subong ini nga segment sa studio interview ari siya di o galing the other day. I was shocked when I opened my Facebook account sa Messenger. Ang ginahambalan na nga si Karlo, amo ni si Karlo i-cremate. Ha? Gali kay napatay na siya. Sudden death. Cardiac arrest because of, I know, heat stroke, cumulative effect. You know, this program has always been into discussion of health and wellness. And we'll take up again in this new season, health and wellness issues. But here is our last, I didn't know it will be the last, interview with Rafael Karlos Burdeos. Take it away, Ruming.
For months, Bacolod City was plagued with ugly graffitis, virtual acts of vandalism. And no wall was spared from this spreading problem by different sectors, business sectors, private elite sector, religious sector, name it. And all newly painted walls became victims of this group.
Was this group a homogeneous group? Or is it a mix of would-be artists looking for a free expression of their talents? Or are they just plain vandals? Well, let's find out as we look at the alternative, the response of our city. It was a challenge to our new city administrator then, Attorney John Orola. And in fact, it was a test of his will and creativity. But how did he solve the problem? The growing social menace. Well, we are here at the Burgos Public Cemetery, yes. The once historical trove in our city, known for its one unique feature in the world. That is a cemetery within a cemetery at the heart of the city, right in the middle of the road, and we'll show you that. But now we're focusing on the response of City Administrator John Orola. How effective is it? Is it really solving the problem? Well, here we are, and let's see this
emerging historic mural in Bacolod. Wow! Well, we are now at the heart of this historic mural painting, and we're going to meet one artist who I believe is upcoming Botong Francisco of Negros Island. He is not a stranger to me because in the heyday of the social protest here in Negros, he was one of those who made a very significant contribution to the visual representation of the social protest movement. He, along with other socially minded artists, Negrosanon artists, provided the very dramatic backdrops in the stages by the City Plaza of Bacolod, as well as the Provincial Lagoon. And so from the 80s, in the heyday of the protest movement, the mass sit-ins and rallies, from Marcos era through the years of Cory Aquino, and then again during GMA when we have the pork barrel protest, even up to Noy Noy. When this pork barrel issue arose again, he was at the forefront of visual social protest. So, hello! Masyado siyang concentrated. Hello! Hello! Nako, hoy, Botong Francisco, kumusta ka dyan? Oh, look who's here. My goodness. No less than the city administrator. Speaking about the angel that we were talking about earlier, we have here right beside us the ever active, in motion city official, our city little mayor. So, Attorney Jan Orola, earlier when we started, I was describing about the problem of the growing menace of social vandals and junk graffitis all around the city, and nothing was spared. Not even posh establishment, church walls, elite homes, freshly painted elite walls, and even the dead. So, right here in Burgos, we saw a lot of these junk graffitis. And so when you stepped in, it was one of the major clamor of the city residents of Bacolod that something has to be done about this menace of spray painting and vandalism. So, how did this alternative or this solution come about?
Well, first of all, these vandals and those who are creating dirtying the walls of Bacolod, this is a no to the administration of our mayor, being Leonardia. So we have been thinking of how to solve these problems and write things on these graffitis, and these vandals have to be stopped immediately. And the only way to stop them is that we have to make some initiative. And the initiative is all these vacant wall spaces owned by the government should be converted into something that would be useful, like if you can take a look at all these ongoing paintings being done by a group of Bacolod artists who have volunteered to create a wall that the people of Bacolod would learn not only about artistry but the history of Bacolod. So I'm happy that the group has responded to our request that all these walls that are being painted now would depict the culture and the history of Bacolod and the present governance. So this is just an example of what we are supposed to do.
In other words, this is just one of a number of solutions.
Yes. If you can go to the area somewhere in Lupit area, Lizares, there are walls privately owned, and there are already ongoing paintings done by the group of mural artists headed by Joan Horrendous.
So you are co-opting different artist groups.
Yes. This group here is a government initiative. And through the efforts of the group of Mr. Burdeos and his group, they are spending the time and requesting the assistance of the Davis Paint in order that they would have the materials that they can use to beautify these beautiful walls.
Yeah.
So you could just imagine when you pass to this area, this can really catch the attention of people, the passers-by.
This is the only wall which depicts scenes from Bacolod history, social history.
Yes. This is the only wall. But if you can look at the other area, somewhere in Lupit, there are other walls that have been the work of some artists.
With a different motif.
With, different motifs, yes.
Okay. And how do you see the problem disappearing from Bacolod?
Well, I think
The emergence of street gangs, spray painting gangs, and the like.
I think it has minimized. It has minimized to a certain extent that I could seldom see graffitis on the walls. And but there are still some. But sometimes there's youth, these vandals, have that kind of has been stricken of by their conscience. That it seems that they've started already the dirtying or writing graffitis, the walls owned by the government or the private persons. But these vandals are composed, or some of them are members of fraternities.
Yeah.
And they have their own.
And this is part of their initiation?
Yes, either initiation or a competition that they would like to show that they exist. And whoever comes up...
Acro gangs.
I don't know much about the name of these young people, no? But one thing is that I'm warning them. Anybody who is caught, writing against the walls, on the walls of our government-owned properties, will be dealt with severely.
Is it a criminal act?
There are many ways of arresting them. Criminally or in any other way, we have the way of doing it. And I think our Philippine National Police have been reminded by the mayor himself in our last meeting against this kind of culprits or unscrupulous individual. Again, sa mga kabataan nga nagahigo sa aton pader, palihog magkooperar sa syudad sa Bacolod, hindi pagikuan ang aton nga mga walls nga ini kay para ini sa isa ka programa hindi lamang nga makahatag sa maayong imahen sa Bacolod kundi makita nila nga ang aton kabataan responsible youth. So pangabay lang kay kung madakpan kamo ang aton nga kapulisan magahatag sa nagakaigo gid nga punishment.
Ano ang punishment?
Well, may ara na da sila nga nahimo ang parte sa mga pagsulat sila sa mga dingding ato nini, may mga ordinances kita nga napasar na parte sa mga graffitis ka mga vandals.
Okay. So sigurado nga makulong sila?
May penalty o kon mapriso sila.
So, after this beautiful painting is done, what if somebody dares deface them? Kay challenge gid na be, part of the initiation sang fraternity. Paano nyo maprotektahan ining pagka-nami-nami nga mural painting nga ini?
May ara kita nga paagi sina ang mga aton mga bitaw, ang aton mga traffic police, ang aton mga barangay. Ang tanod sa barangay kung diin ina nabutang. No?
Okay.
Aton tina sila nga i-alert, gabantayan nila. Ang ini kay this is a government property and government.
So, it's considered government property.
This is a government property. Kag this in itself is also a work of the government. So
Okay.
therefore hindi nila dapat pag-ubon. Kaya kung gubon nila may nagakaigo nga silot, there will be a punishment penalty for people who will commit acts against our city in vandalism.
And of course, we're both members or though passive members of Bacolod Cultural Historical Foundation. How do you see this as really promoting, preserving the social history and culture of Bacolod?
These walls would always be a reminder, especially to the commuters, to the passers-by, about the history of Bacolod, that some may not have this idea, no, and or awareness, no, consciousness. So with these walls, the reminder and the people who would see this, some would really appreciate this because, as a matter of fact, even until now, when it is not yet even finished, I get a very good feedback.
And of course, it's going to be part of the city tourism destination.
Yes. Well, this is a part of our beautification program, and this can be considered as an artistic work of the people of Bacolod, and in the tourism parlance, not because you painted something, not because that you have done something is already a tourist attraction, but because of this kind of effort.
Labor of love.
Not only a labor of love, but you can see the size of the mural.
Yeah.
This can really draw attention
Yes.
from some artists, no?
Yes, yes.
So I'm happy, and I'd like to thank Davis Paint and also the Burdeos group. Mr. Burdeos, I hope he's around.
Oh, yeah?
Yes,
He's
there's
there?
Mr. Burdeos.
Hello, come on, Carlo. Come on.
And I
join us
hope
here.
that, yes, I'd like to
Very
thank you.
serious.
Congratulations
Very serious artist.
to your group.
Okay.
Salamat kinyo madamo. This is the guy who is responsible for this.
Okay. So, Carlo Burdeos, what can you say about your momentous gargantuan task?
Well, in fact, on my part as an artist, it's a big honor also to contribute, especially when the city has a good leader. We, the artists, very happy also working side by side with the local government, which objective is to develop our homeland, our city, mother city. So it's an honor.
So this is, matawag mo ni nga labor of love and artistry.
Yes, this
Why
is
ka di ginabayran sang syudad?
this is purely from my personal contribution.
Wala ni bayad?
Wala ni siya mambayad. Although it takes, it deals a great unconditional sacrifice because I believe on my timeline, this is can I contribute to the city, to the good leaders, and to the people of Bacolod.
Kay man, John, si Carlo, upod ko ni sa mga protesta in the 80s.
Si Karlo.
Oh, si Carlo, he used to do the dramatic backdrops of the social protests in the Bacolod Plaza.
Okay.
And then there again sa Lagoon. So, padayon ang iya pagpaathag sa iya gugma sa aton banwanon.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Carlo. And we'll have a part 2, a more concentrated interview with our city administrator, because a number of our city residents and key actors are saying, huh? Most livable city in Bacolod? Why? Or why not? So we'll just have to grab Attorney Generola for another interview.
Yes.
And you better be ready to justify why was Bacolod chosen as the most livable city in the Philippines over other, what cities?
Davao.
You even defeated
last
Sara
year-
Duterte.
Yes. Last year, we were Bacolod is the top, LGU, last year. But we still have, for this year, we are only second to Davao. They made a lot of improvements.
Okay.
But, however, Bacolod City has been declared by a certain group, the Lamudi group, as the fastest growing economy in the Philippines.
Oh, I thought Bacolod was also...
The Bacolod is the top LGU, second only for this year. Last
But I
year,
thought it
we were
was-
number 1.
It also won the most livable city in the Philippines?
Last year.
last year.
But this year, we're the top model city, but the most livable still Bacolod, no? Because there was no contest or competition on that
Okay,
particular category.
we must have a part 2
Yes.
interview on that. Thank you, Jan Arola.
Thank you very much. Thank
God
you.
bless you.
God bless you. Bye. Thank you.
Hello. And are you part of this team?
I'm just volunteering, so I'm just here for one day to help out with the mural a little bit.
One day?
Yes.
Well, how did you come to hear about this project?
So I'm here in Negros for an immersion program, and then
What is that again? Emerging program? Or
immersion program. So
can you tell us what that program is?
So I'm originally from the U.S., but I'm Filipino American. So I wanted to come to the Philippines to really immerse among different communities to see what the daily life is really like here, and really immerse in different sectors. So I've been here for 4 weeks, and then I'll do 2 more weeks in Manila.
So you flew straight from New York or from Toronto?
I first came from New York to Manila, and then Manila to Bacolod.
And how did you hear about this alternative response to graffitis and vandalism?
The group that I'm staying with in Bacolod has contacts with the team here, so they asked if I wanted to participate. So
Okay, your original intention in Negros is immersion. Is it social immersion among the poor or among the sugarcane workers? What is it?
yeah, so I'm immersing among different sectors, so urban poor, fisher folk communities, rural communities, seeing the work of sugar workers. So yeah, just going around and seeing what life is really like here, and connecting with the
so
people.
What have you seen so far?
So I've gone into fisher folk communities, urban
This is
poor,
where?
around Escalante, in Magtood, around Isabela. So a bunch of different
Travel around
areas.
the
Yeah,
island.
yeah.
Okay. And did you live with them?
Yes, I live.
These are artisanal fishermen, those who use fishing rods and hook line, not motorized
No.
fishing.
Yes.
Okay, did you stay in their houses?
Yes.
Okay, what did you see? What left an impact in your mind?
I think especially in one of the agricultural cooperatives that I stayed in Magdood. That was the longest area that I stayed
Magtuod
in.
is in Isabela or Escalante?
In Escalante.
Okay.
Oh, in Toboso.
Oh, Toboso, yeah. It's a poor community. Yeah.
And I kind of went through their daily lives, saw kind of the labor that they do on a daily basis.
What do
Help
you mean? Yeah, going to the...
going to the
Did
fields.
you go to the sea? Oh,
No.
this is a sugarcane workers.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, this is upland. Was it an upland community in Toboso? Because it's an upland area.
So I went with them to like the sugar fields, to
Yeah.
the rice fields.
They owned, are they carp beneficiaries, agrarian farm beneficiaries? Did they own the land? Or
Yeah, as a cooperative. Yes.
As a cooperative. Okay. So you're seeing the aftermath of agrarian reform in Negros. So how was it?
I saw how organized the cooperative was and how much more efficient it is when a lot more people are working together and kind of operating collectively rather than just one person owning the land or people not owning land at all. So really coming together and having an organized system was a lot more efficient so that it's a lot more equal among the community and like everything is distributed fairly.
Okay. So you seem to imply that somehow you see social change in what was once known as the social volcano of the Philippines.
Yeah, so things I think are changing, and I think that's a step in the right direction for empowering more people.
Are you in university?
Yes.
Which university is this?
McGill University.
Oh, McGill.
Yeah.
And what is your specialization or your course?
International Development and Music Business.
Wow, what a combination. International Development Studies, which is understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you are really doing community exposures. And is this part of McGill University's program?
No, it's not part of the curriculum. It's kind of more of just like it was a personal.
You're very old.
It was a personal.
My goodness, you have the makings of what? UN worker, development worker, or Oxfam. Okay, so but then the other major is in music. And what is that? What do you do for music? Maybe we can stand a little by the shade.
Sorry, yeah, switch sides with you.
Okay.
I am actually a performer.
You're a performer.
Yeah.
My goodness, you're an extraordinary young woman. What do you do?
I'm actually a rapper.
You're a rapper? Do you do any Filipino rap or
Unfortunately, not any.
Taglish rap?
No, not yet, but hopefully,
Okay,
hopefully
can
I'll
you give
get
us a
there.
sample of your rap?
No,
on.
no, not on the spot.
Okay, if you're not ready to give us a sample of your rap, explain to us what you're doing here, what you have done so far. This is a collaborative artwork. Okay.
So the entire mural is kind of depicting the history of the region. So I've only been here a couple hours, so this is the portion that I've been working on.
When did you arrive here?
Maybe 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Yeah.
So you just joined in
Yeah.
at 10.
Yeah.
Okay, but you've been here for 2 weeks, if I remember right.
For 4 weeks.
For 4 weeks in the Philippines.
Yes.
But in Negros, how many
For
days?
4 weeks in Negros.
4 weeks?
Yeah, I was only in Manila a couple days before I came here.
Wow.
you really wanted to be in Negros.
Yeah.
How did you come to know about Negros? Your Kapampangan or your origin is Pampanga, right?
Yes, my dad.
Your dad, ang apelyido nga ng tatay mo is very Filipino. Ano gani?
Dimakulangan po.
So you are Beatriz de Baculangan.
Opo.
Do you know what de Baculangan means?
Never lacking. You're not lacking.
Oo, kaya pala. You're never lacking in talent. Art, music, politics, sociopolitics, sociology, development issues. Wow. Okay, so, but where did you grow up?
I grew up in the U.S. in New Jersey.
New Jersey. And your parents are?
My parents are both Filipino, but
Yes.
they're from the Philippines and then they
They
immigrated.
migrated. And what is their profession?
My dad is a doctor and my mom is a nurse.
Okay, your dad is specializing in what?
Anesthesiology.
He's an anesthesiologist. Okay, and was it with their blessing that you went to you came here to Negros, which is infamous for NPA in the 80s?
I kind of just told them that I was going. I didn't really ask them. I was just like, yeah, see ya. Like, I'll be gone for 6 weeks. I'll see you in August.
And you're doing this for the summer.
Yes.
Are you a sophomore in McGill?
Yes, I just finished my second year. So I'll be coming back for my third year in the fall.
Yeah, in Montreal. And McGill has a very good sociology, anthropology program, and this is international development studies. Wow, how do you envision yourself 5 years from now, after university?
That's a heavy question. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. But I would like to work in some type of development sector, either in like the United Nations or in an NGO or something like that.
You want to work in Africa?
Maybe, we'll see.
Syria?
We'll see where life takes me. And then keep pursuing art and music on the side.
And you said you're doing rapping, and have you come up with any musical production?
I don't have anything released yet, but I've been performing a lot in Montreal.
Montreal, university setting, I suppose. And other gigs? What are your other gigs?
Just around the city at different venues, different events.
Okay. Do you make money out of your gigs?
Yes.
Was your earning your source of finance for?
Yes, actually. Yeah, I saved for a couple months.
You must be quite good in your art, in your music, because you're able to raise several thousands of dollars to come over here. Okay. And so, how has been your experience here? How do you describe it? Being part of this history mural painting. Actually, this is a story of Bacolod, Bacolod City, the capital of Negros. And you said you just joined in this 10 a.m.
Yeah. But
Have you painted yourself? I mean, have you done some painting, oil painting? What medium?
yeah, I've done acrylic painting before, but never murals of this size.
So this is the first.
Yeah, so this is something new for me.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
And so far, how is it? Emotionally, psychologically, is it giving you a psychic high?
A little bit, yeah. I'm very grateful and appreciative that the team was so welcoming to have me here and to allow me to be part of this project. Because I think that it is important to tell and depict the story and the history of the region. And I've been having a lot of fun with the painting so far. So I hope that even after I leave the region, that I was able to leave a little piece of me here.
And maybe some of your rap music. Did you come up with any kind of a rap composition while you were with the sugarcane workers?
I'm waiting until I finish my entire immersion to write something because I want to be able to experience and process everything first, and then
Oh, you can make a business out of this.
yeah.
Come back to Negros for your. Do you plan to go on for your PhD?
Maybe, hopefully. But again, we'll see where life takes me.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure getting to know you. And what's your message for other Phil-Americans like you or Phil-Canadians? I thought you were Phil-Canadian.
No, Phil-American.
I have nieces and nephews who are also in university, and perhaps I'll show you this segment to them and inspire them to do likewise. Okay, so what's your message for Phil-Ams, Phil-Canadians, Phil-British? And I think you're one of the few mestizo, you're not a mestizo, but American-born Filipinos, Canadian-born Filipinos who has that longing, that deep longing to go back to the roots because you don't feel complete, right? So now, having done this is the first time you did it.
Yes.
So looking back,
I think my message would definitely be, if given the opportunity, I think other Filipino Americans, Filipino Canadians, anyone in the diaspora, if you have the opportunity, really, take the time to come back to the Philippines, to really spend time with the people, to spend time in different areas, to really see what life is like here, to see the conditions, because it's very different. It was very different for me to hear about different statistics, about different problems that were going on while I was in Canada. But then
you thought the worst of the Philippines, right? How was your trip? How is this exposure changing your perspective of the Philippines?
I think it gave me a much deeper perspective and really gave more context and value to the things that I was learning about before, because like I said, it's really different to hear about these things, to read about it, but then to really be here and witness it firsthand and to really talk to the people really gives you a different perspective and it gives it new meaning. So
you saw agrarian reform in action or the aftermath of the implementation. Can you say it's a failure in what you saw at Toboso, which is far north of Negros and used to be really a very troubled area?
I wouldn't say it was a failure. The way that, my time there was relatively short, but from what I witnessed,
because you live with the people.
Yes.
Did you eat with your hands?
Yes.
Did you eat what they were eating?
Yes.
What was your daily fare?
Usually rice and fish, eggs sometimes, but
Rice
usually
3 times a day.
Yes, sometimes 2 times a day or 3.
Okay.
Yeah. Usually fish, paka din, paka of
Frog.
paka, and then some different vegetables and fruits.
Okay. Can you say that their lives, that they are joyful or thankful for their lives now?
The thing that really did surprise me was how, despite how hard the people were working and how difficult the conditions can be, the people still found a way to always be very happy and to always be positive and optimistic. People were always smiling and laughing and were
How
very
does it
warm.
compare with the ordinary New Yorker that you meet on the street?
Very different. Yeah, New Yorkers are a bit more cold, a bit more kind of to themselves, like more...
Always complaining about the weather, about everything?
yeah.
Did you hear these people complaining in Toboso or among the fisher folk?
No. They really like... I feel like I never heard them complaining about the work. They always found a way to kind of just get through the day and try to find like the positive sides of things.
What were their evenings like? What was your evening like with them? Where there is no TV?
Some had TV. Some evenings we did videoke.
So they have video. Okay.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. And did you drop for them? Did you do rap for them?
I sang with them with the videoke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, tremendous. You're a wonderful young film. And thank you for giving yourself the chance to get to know your country. And would you say you're coming back?
Oh,
Are you coming back?
Definitely.
No, not just to do studies, but
Do you see yourself finding your way back to your homeland?
We'll see. I'm definitely coming back. When there's time, when I have the money, but I definitely am not ready to leave yet, and
Yeah.
we'll definitely be back
You have
again.
to finish your degree.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Kaya. How sad. Life is so short. That was our last interview with Rafael Carlo Burdeos. I didn't know then that it would be the last. And perhaps this is the only video recording of him at work in that obra maestra. Obra maestra gid niya na, and I was telling him he is the next, or he is the Botong Francisco of Bacolod. Kay si Botong Francisco is known for his extraordinarily graphic graffitis. Kag amo na gid ang last interview. Maybe it is the only one captured on camera. Kaya wala man nag-expect nga mapatay siya dayon. So this is our tribute to Rafael Carlo Burdeos. Carlo, kundi ka man subong, amo ni ang tribute sang City Talk, City Walk, kag sang Sky Cable. Mabuhay ka wherever you are, and makulod nun, maghapit ka mo to, dumduman nyo, obra maestra na ni Rafael Carlo Burdeos upod sa mga volunteers na nagkatuda. Pero ang one thing good about it, ginpirmahan, siguro may sense man siya, na kinanglan pirmahan niya, ginpirmahan niya gid ang ina nga particular area sang mural nga siya lang gid tanan ang nagpinta. So, friends, I hope you enjoyed our time together, and this is our opening shot for the 2018 new season of City Talk, City Walk. This is Violeta Lopez Gonzaga, and my partner is still out walking there somewhere, here, there, everywhere for meetings, as she is chair, president of different organizations, Soroptimist, and what have you, Toastmasters, president of a rural bank, and her many entrepreneurial ventures. Elsie Lopez Gonzaga, my co-host. Hopefully, next few programs, she will be with us once more. So thank you for being with us, and I'll see you again next week for another full hour of intellectual enrichment here in City Talk, City Walk. God bless you.